Now, this is Ken's Capital, where we talk about money and investing. Today, I want us to talk how dividends are paid on Nairobi Securities Exchange. How dividends are paid. These are things that many don't know. Now, dividends are not paid monthly. We have two types of dividends. We have what we call interim, and we have final. Final dividend and interim, it is paid before the year ends. It is paid before the year ends. Final, it is paid. Okay, when I talk about year, I mean the financial year. So interim is paid in between. Then we have the final is paid after the financial year ends. So there are those who paid interim. They are those who pay twice, and there are that company that pays one. Like Equity, they only pay final. Like KCB, the Equity paid the final of 5.75. KCB paid interim of 4 and final of 3. Total of 7. So they paid twice. 4 and 3, total of 7. So how dividends are paid. Number one, we believe that dividends dividends, they are good. All of us, that is what we believe. Most of that is how we believe. And many people think that once a company announces dividend, once a company announces a dividend, everyone who owns share in that company gets paid. That is not true. That is not true. Not everyone. Why? Because we usually have specific dates. We have specific dates which are key, and some rules that you have to follow for you to get the dividends. Number one, what's a dividend? A dividend is a part of the profit of a company being given back to the shareholder in cash. As a cash reward. We have a company here. Let me just say this company. This company is called Capex. This is our company called Capex. And Capex has got 30 shareholders. 30 shareholders. And then it made a profit of 9,000. It made a profit of 9,000. So each shareholder has got one share in the 30 and made a profit of 9,000. This is the profit. So what is dividend? Dividend, this profit is for Capex after paying all the bills, paying the workers, paying the electricity, the water bill, the loans, the interest on loans, everything. So they were left with 9,000. I'm just giving just a simple thing. So the shareholders, this is not the shareholders' money, this one. So the Capex can decide you're not going to give shareholders dividend because this money belongs to the shareholders. They belong to the shareholders. Though the board of company may say this money we're going to reinvest back to our company. May say, or they may say, the board may say we are going to give this money to the 30 shareholder. So we have 30 shares, so 9,000 divided by 30. 9,000 divided by that shareholders. Each shareholder having one share. So the shareholders each will go home with 300. That is how the same scenario with the dividend. So this is company's money. Don't forget, and I will stress on this. This is company's money you are given. Anyway, why company pays dividend? The company will pay dividend in this case, like I have shown you, to make the shareholders happy. These shareholders will be very happy because they have taken all the profit for the company. That is one. Number one is to make investors happy. Number two, to reward the shareholders. To reward the shareholders. Some companies don't pay dividends. Like they may say, we are not going to pay dividends. We are going to put this money in business so that this company, capex company, may grow. So some companies don't. Others, if they get a loss, so this is a profit. If they get a loss, can they pay the dividends? No. So some companies don't pay the dividends for the two reasons that I have given. Number one, loss. Number two, they want to put this money back in the business for this business to grow, maybe for future dividends. Now, dividends, as I have said, they are paid from profits. And if not profits, the retained money, the retained earnings by the company. Now, so, and for this dividend to be given, it has to be approved through AGM. This has to be because the owner of this company are the shareholders. But these shareholders are headed by company's board. So they must be called, they must be invited and agree through an AGM after being read the financial statements. Now, after that, dividend are announced. When after the AGM, dividend are announced. When they are announced, so everyone is aware we're going to get a dividend of 2 shillings, 3 shillings, 10 shillings. That we are together. Then we have BC. BC. What is BC? This is what we call book closure. Closure. The book BC, the book closure. What is book closure? This is the register. Okay, this company has got a register of all the shareholders. Now, the register closes down to determine the eligible shareholders. What do I mean? I mean, after announcing, let me just clean this one, what we can be at. So we have dividend announcement, maybe of 5 shillings, that's example. Then when they announce, they just state that we have the BC or the book closure. Let me just write properly. Is on August 30 or August 15. This means today we are at maybe July 12 today. So they announced that we're going to have a dividend of 5 shillings, and they announced it July 12. So and they say the book closure is August 15. So this is when they're going to close the books, and when they close the books, they will have the eligible shareholders who will receive the dividends. So August 15, this now day, we normally call it X dividend date. Now from this day and onwards, when you buy shares from this day and onwards, when you buy share, you not receive the dividends. So when you buy on this day or after this day, you don't qualify for dividends. So you qualify the dividends before the book closure. Now, then we have record date. Record date is a date that the company confirms who qualifies for the dividend. Then after there, we have the payment date. And it might be, let's say even 30th August. 30th of August. So this is the payment date. Then everybody, each shareholder will be paid. Now, how much will you receive? How much will you receive? How much will you receive? Another great question that we need to discuss here. How much? How much will you receive? Let's hope. Let's assume you have 3,000 shares from any company, from any listed company in Nairobi Securities Exchange, any. Okay, let's say equity. You have 3,000 equity shares. And then they are going to pay dividend of 5.75, and you have got 3,000 shares for equity, and they say they're going to pay this, and you're eligible. So how much will you get paid? It is dividend per share. This one, dividend per share, this 5, you multiply by your number of shares. So in this case, you have to take 3,000, you multiply by 5.75. So when you multiply that, we multiply very fast. And this is 17 to 50,000. 17 to 50. That is the dividend that you're going to receive. However, this is not the money that you're going to receive, because they usually have 10. It's not citing. 10%. So the 10% of 17K is 1725. So it is 17 to 50 minus 1725. So the money that you're gonna receive is 15,795. That's the money that you're gonna receive as dividend if you have got 3,000 shares. If you have 10,000 shares, you multiply. If you have one share, you get paid five shillings. Now, how do you receive this money? How do you receive this money? You receive this money in 3 ways: direct to M-Pesa, direct to your bank, or through check. Check, they are usually less common, but I received my Kengen shares dividend I think this is the last year, through check. So it matters it matters if how you registered and how you want it to be paid to you. Now, so it also depends with some companies. Now, another key thing that I need to discuss here, often or most of the times, when a company during the book closure, this one, most of the company, if they give you a dividend of 20 and the share is at 160 during the book closure, most of the times, not all, but most of the times, the book closure, the share price is at 160, and they are paying dividend of 20 shillings, because we have company paying 20 shillings per share. But I haven't said you buy from them with my own reasons that are genuine, and you can look for me, I can tell you why. So when they during the book closure, they pay this, and it happens now. So it happened that week that the share price will fall with the same amount of money given as dividend. So you find that the following week or the following day, the price goes to 140. Doesn't happen always. But why does it happen? Because during the pool closure, there are people who know I'm eligible. I'm eligible for shareholders or for the dividends, and therefore they jump out or they sell. So when the share has pressure on the selling pressure, people are selling and selling, it may fall. But I don't want to say it is always. Now, one thing I want to insist: dividend is not free money, or dividends is not part of the free money. It is your share. It is a share of your company. is a share of your company. It is not free money. Dividends are not free money. What am I saying? This is what I'm saying. Let me give you examples with Safaricom. Safaricom, I want to prove that dividends are not free money. Safaricom is called SCOM as a ticker in Nairobi Securities Exchange. So they got a let me say 100 profit of 100 billion. I want just an estimate. The total shares that they have is 40.06 ordinary shares billion. I want to show you how. Yes, they got a very good profit of 40 billion. 40 billion. So if they decide they want to pay dividend, if they want to pay dividend of 2.5, remember this money should help the company. This money should help the company to grow, should be reinvested back. It's like how you have a cow, and after milking for a month, you get like 40k. Then you buy the feeds, you pay the worker, and then you have 10k. That 10k is yours, it's part of the profit for that whole month after paying everything. So now you ask yourself, what to do with that money? That money you can decide to go and buy a calf, a bull calf, and add it to your assets or to your stock. So it will grow, and you sell, you have more money than the 10k. So, but here, this is the same case. This 100 billion belongs to the Safaricom. So they may decide to go in a new country and start and expand or start another Safaricom in that country. But the shareholder may say pay us dividend. So let's assume that they have got 40 billion. So what the money that they're going to use to pay the shareholder with this money, they don't have the other money that we can only pay from 100 billion. So because it is 2.5, I'm assuming, then you multiply by 40.06 billion. So that is 2.5. I'm assuming I want to prove something here. And multiply by 40.06. So when you multiply this one, they're going to use this 1 billion. So all the money that they have earned for a whole year, they will give it back to the shareholder. So they will be left with nothing. They will have to start again from zero. So all this money will be paid, and they have also to look for some money that they have retained to add on this. So when people say Safaricom is mean, I don't take it that way, because I believe in about they have a lot of shares that they have. That is why they pay small. Because if they pay like 5, they'll have to spend a lot of money, and they might even borrow to please you. So dividend is not free money. It is always part of a part. It is always part of your share, or the part of company profit. The part of company's profit. Now, never chase dividends. This is a finishing line. Never chase dividends. And many people do this. Never chase dividends carelessly. Chase a strong business. Don't buy a share, buy a business. Chase a strong business that grows year after year. And there's no point of chasing a dividend of 30 shillings per share. Why don't you grow? Why don't you buy a strong business that pays 7, 5, it goes to 7, it goes to 10, it goes up, because it's a strong business. Because the company that pays a lot of money isn't a bad company, but this company is mature. So they use all their profit with the shareholders to make them happy, But this which is growing steadily. The business is they are paying small dividend, maybe 50 billion. Then the other money is kept back in the business for that business to grow. So you should buy a strong business. That business is growing year after year, and therefore the dividend is growing year after the year. So one time you get to that through consistency as we keep now adding those shares. Hallelujah. So thank you for watching. Now you know you are informed. Normally say money in the stock market moves from uninformed to the informed. You are among the informed. And because you have learned something, why don't you just like subscribe? You can even share. Thank you for watching.